Hey, what's going on, everybody on YouTube? EXO coming at you here, feeling pretty good. Just taking a nice breather today, a nice relaxing session with you guys one-on-one. I just want to say thank you for being here on the YouTube channel, watching these videos, subscribing to the channel. Every little bit really means a lot, so to have you here right now is just icing on the cake. So let's start off the little conversation with just a couple quick questions that are stemming from the original install of Elise's build, 2 10s in the trunk, and the original build with a single 12 in the trunk. What is that question? Why are people so curious? Why I do this is facing my subs to the front. People are always like, oh my gosh, this could have been 10 times better if you just flip the box around and face the subs this way, that way. And you are 100% right, box positioning is very crucial. We've had lots of great informational segments on just that in the past. But the reason why Elise never gets that type of setup is one huge, big, common sense reason is because we go grocery shopping, we go camping, we chuck in tons of items into the trunk that would otherwise just poke holes in the surrounds. So we avoid all of that hassle with the moving subs, facing them the other way. We can chuck in a whole buttload of groceries. It does encourage a lot of people to be like, what the hell, it could have been like this when it is like that. I'm right there with you. So let's go ahead and put that one to rest. It's just for transporting goods and making sure our subs don't get smashed. And speaking of Elise's build, make sure you guys go check out that video that we just posted. G2 Dynamics gave us the opportunity to give you the opportunity to win 2 10-inch subwoofers just showing up at your door one day, courtesy of EXO and of course G2, man. Those G10s are beautiful. Make sure this weekend you stay posted to the comment section on the original video and see if you were one of the ones that got picked for this awesome little opportunity. I feel very honored to be in this position to give back to you guys directly. So huge thanks to G2 and huge thanks to you guys for subscribing to the channel so we can actually grow to this level. Yes, sir. Car audio has been pretty much the biggest part of my life these past 12 years. And I got to admit, there's been lots of up and downs, and we've learned so much, basically starting from nothing and slowly working our way up to having something big and noteworthy and something to be proud of. But man, along the way, I gotta say, there is a lot of appreciation that takes place trying to build a world-class sound system. You guys know about it, big old Frankenstein, the slow transformation of something that wasn't so big into something that's gotten almost too big for me. Like, the sentiment of it right now is like, wow, did I bite off more than I could chew? And then with everything snowballing with finances and just life in general, and of course this corona crap, it makes for an interesting situation. And then with people really being involved largely with the build as far as, you know, viewership goes, seeing it, wanting to see more of it, you know, it makes them go, hey, where is it? I want to see more of that. Where's the big build with the 818s or 1018s? What did you say it was again? Like, even I'm basically lost at this point because of the confusion surrounding the build process and how to start it. It's the biggest vehicle I've ever owned. It's basically one of the biggest vehicles out there on the road right now. It's like 21 feet long, and that in itself posed a big problem. I can't even fit it in my garage. The huge reason why I got this place was because I'll be able to fit project cars in my garage. Well, fast forward to when I actually got the truck in the driveway, it's like this much too tall. I've had people tell me to put different tires on or to deflate the tires, but even if I did deflate the tires partially, it won't fit in, and I'm not about to spend however much money on some smaller steelies. I've been thinking of, you know, just attacking it in the driveway, but then, you know, when it starts raining and you've got the whole dashboard torn apart with a door panel build and running wires through with your power, it can be really frustrating wanting to start and finish that all in one place out in the open. Sometimes it really does help having a shelter. I've recently reached out just last week to Justin from 252 Customs, the really good welder who will be behind, you know, a lot of these seams in the build. I don't know how to weld. I'm not gonna pretend like my seams are gonna be freaking golden aces, but his are pretty decent. I trust him to get some beautiful joints. We're both on board with really getting started sooner rather than later, but the second I got off the phone with him after this motivational, inspirational freaking push forward, I realized I'm talking to him during a pandemic. Oh yeah, I'm coming over, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then I click, and then I realize, oh, man, this is, maybe I should wait just a little bit longer until this social distancing stuff kind of quells. This has been a hard time for everybody, so, you know, I'm not unique in the fact that, hell, I want to get stuff done and I'm going to complain about it. That's been a big part of the picture ever since this all started, and that was really when I was like, let's go. I've already gotten this part done, which you guys don't know about. Yes, I have gotten some stuff done behind the scenes, but yeah, it's not completely freaking started. Whatever project happens exactly according to plan? None. So let's not, you know, get too hard on anybody here. You know, happens. I've been accumulating very expensive components for every little piece to the puzzle, like this sound processor from Helix, the MK2. Oh my gosh, this is gonna do just the trick, man. Even though this is mainly a loud SPL bass vehicle, that 1 pound worth of boxes right there, over $1,000, over $1,000. So that right there can kind of stress the reality of how expensive some of the components are in car audio. You can't just go and make it happen overnight. I don't have anything attached to the EXO name that makes money besides my time. And obviously Patreon helps a lot. So if you guys feel moved enough to go check me out on Patreon, I do try to keep a stable flow. There are different tiers that can get you access to like instant messaging, direct voice contact and stuff like that. You know, I love making videos, really high quality videos that are worth a rewatch, 2 or 3 rewatches, plenty of camera shots, information, diagrams, animations, texts. I really do try my hardest on this channel. And speaking of more expensive stuff, let's take a look at what else I have accumulated in the meantime that you guys do not know about. This has taken me quite a long time to fully amass. Lithium cells. This is just one of like 48 or more that I plan on making one of the biggest banks in America with these right here. These are lithium titanate. Right now, I'm pretty sure these are going for about $360 per bank. That doesn't include any aluminum bus bars or terminals and stuff like that, so you have to account for that down the road if you're doing a big install, linking several of these in series and then going deeper with parallel. So you'll need more and more aluminum the bigger and bigger that you go, and we plan on going pretty damn big. I am doing everything I can on the back end, accumulating parts. We plan on doing 8 to 10 18-inch subs. All of them will have their own individual amplifier, over 5,000 watts per amp, at least. I want over a 5K per sub. I like to go a little bit overpowered for SPL, so my daily only has to run at like freaking 60 or 70%. It's gonna be a 4th order bandpass enclosure, just because I feel like that can save a little bit of space while still opening up into the bandpass design, because I still want the ability, just like all my other builds, to throw in luggage, stuff like that. If this is gonna be my touring vehicle, I want like at least this much room up back. You know, that's a suitcase, that's a backpack. And then for wiring, I'm gonna be using all 4/0 wire, and that's to minimize individual runs. I really hate like just the sheer amount of work it takes to run 10 runs of 0 gauge. So I'm gonna do fewer runs of higher gauge wire, or lower gauge wire, thicker gauge wire, I should say. And who are we kidding? It's definitely pretty sexy to see some garden hose wire in these installs. So I'm gonna use some really thick, heavy stuff. I still have to purchase RCA cables, speaker cables, and I still need to figure out my speakers. I was gonna go with def bounce, Okay, Def Bounce, while I have you here. Okay, Def Bounce. You guys remember when I first got introduced to Def Bounce back in like 2015? They sent over a subwoofer. I was like the first one in the whole nation to have that brand. I called it Def Bounce. And Vladimir and all the people from the company were really, they thought that was hilarious. And to this day, they still say, oh, keep calling it that, keep calling it that. So I have no shame over here calling it Def Bounce. I was gonna go with their new Arnold speakers and some of the Machete amplifiers to power them. That'll be a part of the big barn door setup, like a nice little, not quite uptown, but a little bit in your face. There's just a quick little rundown of what's in store, what we've got, what we want. And yeah, it's a very slow going process. So thank you guys for being here and understanding that, yeah, there's still so much great content that can still come your way. Stay posted to the comments and I will get you guys some goodies courtesy of us and G2. All right, guys, until the next video, this is EXO signing out.